Welcome. Thank you for lending an ear to the Voice of the Times for Wednesday, January 20, 2021. For today's editorial, Philippines stands to benefit from new MDB Ocean Partnership. A recently announced partnership between the Multilateral Development Banks or MDBs, the Asian Development Bank or ADB, and the European Investment Bank or EIB raises encouraging prospects of improving the protection of the Philippines' marine environment and the welfare of those whose livelihoods depend on the sea. The ADB and EIB signed a Memorandum of Understanding on January 15 to create the Clean and Sustainable Ocean Partnership, which is intended to, quote, support initiatives in Asia and the Pacific to help the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs and the climate goals of the Paris Agreement, according to a media release from ADB. Bambang Susantono, the ADB Vice President for Knowledge Management and Sustainable Development, commented, quote, healthy oceans are critical to life across Asia and the Pacific, providing food security and climate resilience for hundreds of millions of people. This Memorandum of Understanding between the ADB and EIB will launch a framework for cooperation on clean and sustainable oceans, helping us to expand our pipeline of ocean projects in the region and widen their impacts. For his part, EIB Vice President Christian Kettle Thompson stressed, quote, oceans play a vital role in the world economy and they are also the largest carbon sink on the planet, helping to regulate the global climate. But oceans are under enormous pressure with implications for billions of people. The economic crisis caused by COVID-19 does not weaken our commitment to address global environmental and climate challenges. As they involve diplomatic types of people and many lawyers in their creation, these kinds of broad initiatives and the statements used to describe them to be public tend to come across as lofty but vague. However, if one reads between the lines, as it were, there is much about this new clean and sustainable ocean partnership that could benefit the Philippines in very specific ways. The main purpose of the partnership is to coordinate activities between the ADB, which in 2019 launched a $5 billion action plan for ocean restoration and protection, and EIB, which is a primary channel for environmental development and climate change mitigation investment for the European Union. The EIB earlier committed to lending 2.5 billion euros for sustainable ocean projects between 2019 and 2023 and expects to mobilize an additional 5 billion euros in partner investments. Combining the efforts of the two MDBs has two practical benefits. First, it will allow more projects and technical assistance programs to be carried out simultaneously. And second, it will allow for much larger and more complex initiatives to be carried out, thanks to the availability of greater financial and technical resources. While the partnership is just getting off the ground, projects that are anticipated to be launched under the initiative include those that reduce marine plastic pollution, including integrated solid waste management projects such as recycling, projects that apply circular economy principles such as designing out plastic waste created by the production of common goods, and projects to improve wastewater management and sanitation to help restore and protect rivers and waterways and reduce pollution impact in the oceans. On the economic side, the partnership is also eyeing projects that support industry, including ports and other maritime infrastructure, sustainable management, protection and restoration of marine and coastal ecosystems and resources, integrated coastal protection activities, and disaster risk preparedness also figure prominently on the partnership's to-do list. For the Philippines, which has always exhibited a great deal of ardor for protecting its marine environment, but not always a great deal of skill or efficiency in doing so, dubious efforts such as Manila's White Sand Beach come to mind, the Clean and Sustainable Ocean Partnership can provide both financial assistance and more effective policy direction in many areas, not only in terms of environmental protection, but in food security, water security, disaster resilience, and poverty reduction in the fisheries and aquaculture sector, which, despite its importance to the economy, remains one of the country's poorest. The government would be irresponsibly remiss not to take full advantage of what the Clean and Sustainable Ocean Partnership has to offer. And that's the editorial for January 20, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print. Subscribe to its digital edition or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and listen to the Voice of the Times.